Hello everyone, my name is David Brazel and I'm going to share with you why I want to become a teacher. In this picture right here, it's a picture of my father and I, and this is the first memory I've ever had. I was 3 years old, and I knew that in this moment that I wanted to become just like my dad, and he was a coach and he was a teacher, and so I was down and I wanted to do it. So here's my journey. In the top left-hand corner, was my first grade teacher, Mrs. Sisson. Yes, you heard me correctly. My first grade teacher. I repeated first grade, and I hated it. It wasn't that I was dumb or stupid or anything like that. It was just that my teacher felt like I needed some more time to develop, and I'm so thankful that she did that, and I am so blessed to have had a teacher who cared for me to say, hey, he needs to stay back, and so I thank you so much for that, Mrs. Sisson. My third grade teacher, Mr. Robert Restucia, he was one of my favorite teachers of all time. He read us all the Narnia books in order, and he taught us how to play chess. He cared about us. He is exactly what a servant is to the students. He checked his ego at the door and he served us. He taught me how to get rid of test anxiety when we were get ready for tax. We literally kicked tax. We kicked a ball and he wrote tax on it. He was just one of the greatest teachers I've ever had, and just an even greater man. On the far left, this lady, her name is Mrs. Baldwin, and on the right is Mrs. Godfrey, and they were both my fifth grade teachers. And also another shout out to Miss Sear. She was unable to be in this picture, but those three ladies, some of my favorite teachers as well. Just still have contact with them today, and it's such a blessing to know them, and just how they just influenced me to go to continue my education and to continue to develop my wanting to be educated. On the far left over there is Coach Campbell. He was my Texas history teacher in 7th grade, and just a fantastic teacher and a fantastic coach, and I'm just so blessed to have be one of his pupils. And he once told my parents that I'm one of his favorite students he's ever had, and well, he's one of the best coaches I've ever had. What a great man, and just blessing to know him. This is Coach Wisdom. He was my 8th grade coach, and I was also one of his student aides when I was in 8th grade, and I'm just blessed to still have a relationship with him, and he helped me develop a better relationship with Christ in my life, and he was a sponsor for FCA, and so him and Coach Campbell were actually a huge blessing to me in that area, and I just thank both of them for just what they did for me in middle school. This lady in the middle is Cindy Nix, my 8th grade English teacher, and she made us write a book on just our goals in life and what we would like to do, and I am just so thankful for her and just how she had me set goals in my life. And unfortunately, some of those goals were not achieved, but I still don't feel like a failure, and I'm so blessed that she was the first person to really influence me to write down goals, and I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, Miss Nix. Oh man, yes, this is Miss Stone. She, my geometry teacher in 10th grade. She had locked her the test and her keys in the desk, so I had to go under there and break their desk. But Miss Stone is definitely like a mother figure to me. She is just an amazing woman, and I am just so blessed to have known her, and she is just one of the kindest ladies ever that I've ever met, and she's also a servant as well. She's there for the students. And this is actually her husband as well. I had him in government. Took me a minute. But I had him in government, and he was an amazing teacher as well. And one day he actually brought out the projector, the overhead, because he didn't have anything on his the technology wasn't working. And this guy, he's just such an amazing teacher, and I was blessed to have him. And just like I said, another father figure as well in my life. This is Tyler Sokup. I never had him as a teacher, but man, did this guy always give me wisdom in just my life, and I'm just so blessed to have known him. He was my shot put and discus coach as well, and as well as one of my football coaches, obviously. And I'm just so blessed to have known him. He's just been an inspiration on my life constantly, and just anytime I could talk to someone, it was Coach Sokup, and he was just such a great leader in my life, and just always giving me wisdom. Just a very wise man. Speaking of wisdom, this is Bobby Vaughn, and if you know him, he is one of the funniest guys I've ever known, and just he's a goof, but he's also a very wise man as well. And I'm just so thankful for him, and he got me through my grandmother when she died, and he was just always there for me, and just a blessing in my life, and just always a joy to be around, and just someone you always would love to be around. And just thank Coach Vaughn for just being always there for me, and just a great man in my life. This next one, Coach Farley. He was one of my teachers in my 10th grade history teacher, world history, and he was great. He brought history to life. This man really inspired me to really love history, actually. And I was just so thankful for him, just his enthusiasm for history, and just how it was first class of the day, and he got me excited for history each and every day. And like I said, he's a big reason as to why I have a passion for history, so I thank you, Coach Farley, for that. And lastly, my dad. If it wasn't for my dad, I wouldn't be here, obviously, and he's really just guided me along my journey, and just always been there for me, always encouraging me to do my best. And even if my best is an A, or if my best is a C, he's always been encouraging me to do my best and always to go for that A. And so words cannot describe how thankful I am to have him as a father, as a mentor, as a coach. And like I said, words are cheap. And so, Dad, I thank you so much for being just an amazing man of God in my life, and just how you have shaped my life and thousands of other lives and from the Hebron high school program. And lastly, if I didn't mention you, but you were a teacher at Hebron High School or a Hebron feeder, I just want to thank you. It doesn't matter if you were my teacher or not. You probably made an impact on my life, and I love each and every one of y'all. I love everyone who was on there, and if you were watching this, I probably love you as well. So I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. You have been an influence in my life, and as to why I have decided to become a teacher. And Hawk Pride never dies. Thank you, guys. I love you.